Seven Land Productions presents Crystal Blue, Season 1, Episode 3, The Shuttle.
It was almost morning. The sun would be rising soon. I walked along the catwalk surveying the area. Took over guard duty from Rich. Not because I cared about patrolling, but because I knew I wouldn't be able to sleep after my talk with Carter. I liked Carter. A lot. But sometimes I felt he really didn't understand me. I mean, sure, he said he did, but he didn't. Our thing was fine here. There's no way it would last. Why couldn't he see that? As I rounded the first corner of the pylon on the east side of the compound, I noticed two figures move on the first floor, heading towards communications. Two? Was Maisie up already? Then another figure walked by the partially open shutters. What the hell was going on? I went inside, walking along the upper level of the garage, which led me into the main building. I took the stairs to the first floor and made for the communications room. The door was open, and I could see the captain standing by the large display monitor. When I entered, I saw everyone else. Max and Maisie sitting at their consoles, Dr. Yoon sitting on the side table, and Carter, leaning against the back wall by the bulletin board.
Hey, Kay.
Hey.
What's going on?
Shuttle crashed.
Supply shuttle?
We don't know yet.
It wasn't.
We don't know yet.
Maisie, it wasn't the supply shuttle. Records show they made it to Thera 3.
She didn't ask if it was our supply shuttle, dumbass.
Well, what other supply shuttle would be in the area?
Why was the shuttle going to Thera 3?
Ours?
What other shuttle would he be talking about?
I thought CB was the only one getting new recruits.
There wasn't anyone else on board. Apparently, they had a delivery for Thera 3 as well.
But Gavin made it?
Yes. The shuttle that crashed was not our shuttle.
Max is sure about that.
Have you checked the records?
I don't need to. I have you and your big brain.
Go ahead, call Gillian and see.
Why do you always have to do that? I can check the records myself.
Then do it!
Enough. Where are we at?
Checking each sector, Captain.
I see that, but have we eliminated the jungle?
That's where I'm checking now.
Could it have been that far away?
Dr. Yoon propped one leg up to rest his arm as he rubbed his chin. Saw Maisie making eyes at him as Max continued to scan. Looks like they solved their problem. Wonder what Rich thought about it. Rich and Maisie had been a thing for nearly a year, but then, suddenly, it stopped. Now, Maisie and Yoon were sneaking around. Sometimes this place was like high school.
Carter, you saw it, right?
That's right. From the tower.
What the hell were you doing in the tower?
Carter looked over to me for a moment. We locked eyes.
Checking security boards.
You replace them?
Not yet.
I thought that was your job.
I don't mess with the security boards.
Oh, okay, all right.
Max liked to tease us often, but now was not the time. It was hard, but eventually Carter and I broke eye contact.
I'll get to him tomorrow, Cap.
It's fine. I don't give a shit.
Huh, that was no surprise.
What the hell?
Max, I don't get it. If you know it was a shuttle, then how come you can't find it?
Probably because his work area is a mess.
The signal came through on the satellite. I had to wait till it was optimized for the passover.
But doesn't it do a full read of the terrain?
Carter, why don't you leave the computer stuff to the techies?
Max was a cocky asshole, but that cockiness was warranted. He was good. He was a coding expert in the EDF. Maisie was good too, working in both cybernetics and cybersecurity. They were a perfect match for communications here at Crystal Blue. Couldn't imagine what it was like before they got here. Not that it mattered much. A down shuttle was the most exciting thing to happen here since I arrived.
Would Carter have been able to see the ship if it landed near the jungle?
Are you sure it crashed?
Kay, you're a little late to the party. Yes, we're sure.
It was on fire, right?
Appeared to be.
And while I know it's been a while since anyone's been to space, but fire equals bad. Actually, if you think about it, fire almost anywhere equals bad. Unless, I guess, you're marooned on a cold and desolate...
Max,
Yeah.
keep working.
Yeah, shut up and do another scan.
Hey, I'm going sector by sector.
That's taking too long.
Well, what, pray tell, are you doing?
Finding it.
Bullshit.
Oh, yeah? Here we go.
You found it?
Almost.
Maisie was biting her bottom lip, staring intently at our personal screen.
What?
And there.
No way.
That's where it is?
On the large center monitor was an image of green terrain split into squared sections, about 100 of them. But now, one was blinking white.
How?
Instead of scanning by sector, I just followed the breadcrumbs.
What breadcrumbs?
The debris when it came down through the atmosphere. Taking its trajectory and calculating the level of entry, I was able to see where it would end up. Roughly.
Good job, Mace.
Dr. Yoon winked, and Maisie gave a sultry smile. I guess I was the only one who noticed.
So, here.
That's just a guess.
It's better than what you got.
Apparently, they were racing to find the shuttle, and Maisie won. Max was more than a little irked.
Doing this right requires a scan by scan.
Oh, save it, Max. It's in the jungle. You wouldn't have found it anyway.
Can we zoom into that area?
You want a topographic map?
I want to see the actual terrain, yes.
It's on a 10-hour delay cap, so you won't see the shuttle.
I'm aware of that.
It's thick jungle. Regardless of delay, he wouldn't see the shuttle, Max.
I want to see what the area looks like.
1 second.
Carter walked over to me while Max continued his work.
You were on guard duty?
That's right. While Carter was security, didn't mean others weren't involved. Like with most jobs here at Crystal Blue, you had to be flexible. Everyone had their assignments, but often people were forced to help in other areas. Many of us pulled guard duty at night, several of us have helped the builders when they were short-handed, and from time to time, when Worm was ill, someone stepped in to cook.
What happened with Rich?
We switched shifts.
Just tonight?
No, the next 3 nights.
Don't you think you should have told me? I am in charge of security.
You were asleep.
Okay.
Does it really matter?
It just helps if I know.
Well, now you do.
Okay. I see how it is. Things gonna be like this from now on.
Let's not do this here. Carter rolled his eyes and made his way through the room over to the captain.
Here we go.
Jesus, that's right in the middle.
No, that's further east.
Zoom out.
Here.
Okay. What's that look like to you?
Are we talking distance? I can calculate it, but it would be a rough estimation.
Oh, now who's okay with estimations?
No. Carter, what does it look like to you?
You want me to eyeball it?
Yeah, I do.
A day's ride from the outskirts.
Cap, I can get you an estimation.
Sure, go ahead.
Are we going in, Captain?
We?
Maisie, did you get into contact with the other Theras?
Yes, sir, but all the responses have been negative.
No one's aware of any shuttle.
Nope.
Have you contacted HQ?
Comlink for the block isn't operational for another 2 hours.
Roughly.
Roughly.
Everything around here is roughly.
So what do we do? There could be injured people on board.
Or it could be an accidental launch. Shit used to happen all the time on Vera.
Yeah, but we don't know that for sure.
There was no distress signal.
Is it possible we could have missed it?
We would have picked something up, even if it was just static.
Yeah, but static doesn't mean anything. We pick up static every time the satellites pass by.
It's different, Maze. The satellites ping off each other. If there was a distress signal, it would be relayed and it would come through as a separate signal. The dish would pick it up, especially with it being that close.
Whatever the hell that means.
It means we would have picked something up.
Maybe their communications were damaged on entry.
You saying they didn't know they were in trouble until they were landing? Pfft, please.
It could have been an issue with entry.
Do we know the make and model of the shuttle?
Why does that matter?
Certain older models don't stand the test of time. That's why they're taken out of action, Max.
Here's what we're gonna do. Max, I want an ETA. I want to know how long it's going to take us to reach that shuttle from base.
You don't want Carter to eyeball it again?
Just shut up and get it done. We'll wait till I contact HQ before we act.
Does that mean I can go back to bed?
Hey, you better be up soon. You take me out in a few hours.
Like you haven't slept in countless times.
Maisie, before you do that, could you fix up a notice? I want to have one ready to send out once we establish a connection with HQ. I want to know if anyone's missing any shuttles.
Okay.
So we wait?
For now.
You sure that's wise?
I have to agree with Carter. If there are injured people on board, they may not have a lot of time.
And it'll take a couple days to reach them, at least.
You're right. That's why you two are going to leave right now.
Seriously?
We're going to get a head start on this. I can't imagine HQ saying no anyway.
Unless it was an empty accidental launch.
Well, if it is, Max, we'll call you guys back.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Good.
I'd like to go too, Captain.
Oh, yeah?
We should travel light.
I'm not heavy.
You know what I mean.
You're going into the Rayina jungle. You're gonna want help. No offense to the doctor, but you're gonna want someone who can handle the local wildlife.
No offense taken at all.
She's right, Carter. You, Kay, the doctor, and take one more.
Who? Worm? Max?
Hell no!
What about one of the newbies? Sarko isn't back with the other builders yet, so we're low on options. Plus, I got background info on Victoria Palmer. Turns out she's a hell of a marksman.
Guess it beats Ferris or Rich.
Please, no Rich.
Maisie looked back at the mention of Rich's name. Their whole love triangle was ridiculous. But I was surprised Yoon wouldn't want Rich to tag along as a way of keeping an eye on him. Not that we needed more drama tagging along.
All right, Palmer it is.
Good. Bring enough air and weapons, and go wake the new girl.
Okay, weapons, air, and medical supplies.
I'm on it.
Meet down in the garage in 20 minutes.
You got it.
I'll handle the weapons.
Hey,
Yeah?
sorry about before, okay? I don't want things to be weird between us.
I thought there was no us, right? You wanted to end it.
Oh man, this is gonna be a fun trip.
Can I go now? Carter mockingly motioned to the hall.
Yeah, see you in 20. Come on, new girl. Time to get up.
Oh, what? What's going on?
I'm sure you got jet lag, but we need your help.
Her help?
I turned around to see Stooge sitting up in his bed, which was 2 down. What are you doing up?
When you get depressing news, it's hard to sleep.
Tell me about it.
What's going on?
I'll explain everything in the garage. Pack a light bag, we'll be gone for a few days.
Ha! You're going to build early.
Not exactly. Garage, 10 minutes.
Can I shower?
If you can do it quickly.
Oh, shit.
What the hell?
Hey, keep it down over there.
Sorry. What the hell?
I don't know. But it looks like I'll be gone a few days.
Don't miss me.
Don't worry.
And here, 2 M50s.
You going to war?
You've been to the jungle.
Exactly.
You saying I'm overdoing it?
Hey, bring what you think you need, but the M50s, plus the carbines, plus the A4s, I want to be able to move quickly. We won't be able to carry much with our packs.
The doc is not going to carry, so I suggest we make up for that.
Fine, sure.
Me and Carter were loading weapons into the side panel of the crawler. The crawler was the biggest vehicle we had. It took up half the lower garage's bay area.
I'm just hoping this bad boy can make it.
Any word from Richard Ferris?
Those assholes wouldn't even wake up. But I checked the records, and it seems like they were able to fix the monitor system and the dashboard fuses. Problem is, they haven't done much else because of a lack of supplies.
Lack of supplies or lack of motivation?
Well, I see 6 new tires over there brought in with the supply shuttle.
So they weren't changed.
No.
Well, the tires look fine.
Let's load a spare just in case.
The crawler was the size of a recreational vehicle. Basically a camper. One that had mounted turrets on the front and shield wall at the back. Each of its 6 wheels was mounted on an arm that allowed it to ride over uneven terrain with ease. And while it was able to traverse more than the gliders, it was slow. Real slow.
Here, put the rest inside. I'll load the spare.
Okay. I walked up the narrow steps of the driver's side and entered the hull. I took a right and walked through the narrow walkway, ducking under the fire extinguisher. The cabin was to the left, but the hull was where we kept the weapons, O2, and other necessary equipment. The hull was spacious. Same with the bay. On the left was a table with stationary seats, a fridge, cupboards, and control deck with the monitoring system. On the right was a weapons closet, 2 more seats, and bathroom. The back section, before the pit, was the bay. The bay held the medical table, a work table, and more supplies. The pit was through a narrow walkway in the back. Here was more storage, a couple beds, another weapons closet, and shield access panel against the back wall. I went to the pit's weapon closet and stored the 2 LMGs, light machine guns, jokingly referred to as sprayers. I didn't tell Carter about these, but we needed to be prepared. We were now stocked. The cabinet was full, and we had plenty of ammo stored in the outside containers as well. Carter was coming down the east ladder. He had just loaded a tire onto the back of the crawler using a crane. An Antlock, which was an older Model 3000 sniper rifle, was sitting atop the cart. Why are you keeping an Antlock? Thought you didn't like them.
It's not for me.
Palmer?
Palmer.
Just then, as if we summoned her, the new girl walked up.
Sorry, I got turned around.
It's fine. We just finished with supplies.
The girl had wet hair and a backpack slung over her shoulder.
Does this have to do with building? Because I haven't had a chance to go back to the screening room.
You didn't tell her?
Didn't have time.
We're going on a trip.
A trip?
Shuttle crash landed not too far from here. We need to check it out.
Are people injured?
We don't know. Yet.
Oh.
We're taking a team of 4. Us and the doctor.
Why me?
Because where we're going can be dangerous.
Is dangerous.
And the captain says you're a marksman? You received a medal?
Yeah, but that was for a contest at a military rally on...
Did you win?
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Carter handed her the Antlock and walked to the bay door. The door slowly opened, strained and groaning. They didn't fix the door?
They didn't see a problem with it. Although from the outside it won't open.
Wow, lazy jerks.
I think they believe that's your job.
What? It's the garage.
Just saying. Alright, Palmer.
What am I doing?
See that tent out there?
Palmer dropped her backpack and walked to the open bay door.
It's dark.
It's out there.
She lifted the weapon and propped it against her shoulder, closed one eye, and used the other to peer through the scope. She scanned the area. While it was still technically night, the sky was clear and the moon's full, and morning was quickly approaching. There should be ample light for a marksman.
I see it.
Can you hit it?
Sure.
Okay then. Nice shot.
Psh, I can do that.
We all spun around to see the other newbie by the hull door.
That's not that hard. It's not even that dark out.
Well, we only need one of you two. Captain said Palmer here is a good shot, and she just proved it.
Oh, of course. Can you imagine being out there without her when the empty tin cans attack?
You couldn't hit it in one shot.
Easy.
All right, we're not holding tryouts here. We don't have time.
It's fine. I'm just saying anyone could do that.
I didn't know this kid, but he was obviously getting under Palmer's skin.
Why don't you go back to sleep?
Why don't you shoot better?
Palmer shouldered the weapon again, aimed. She hit the can at its base, launching it into the air. The small object somersaulted into the sky. Palmer aimed higher, following it. She hit the tin again, launching it higher until it was in front of the nearest moon. The top of the tin shot off, and both pieces came fluttering back down to the rocks below.
Can you do that?
No, you're right. If there's ever a day when we get attacked by flying tins, you'll be the first person I call.
Whatever.
Palmer made her way to the crawler. She laid the rifle on the cart and picked up her pack.
You're welcome, Carter,
For what?
for showing you how good she is. How else would you see her at her best if it wasn't for me and my condescending attitude pushing her to her full potential?
I can hear you.
I wasn't speaking softly.
Appreciate it, Stooge, but we gotta go.
Yeah. Have fun on your trip. Bye, Palmer.
Enjoy the screening room lessons.
Both Palmer and Stooge flipped each other off before Stooge left.
You guys got a thing for each other?
I would rather make love to a cow.
Jesus. Okay.
Where's the doc?
Saying goodbye.
Carter motioned towards a catwalk on the upper floor. Dr. Yoon and Maisie were making out behind the door, easily visible behind the small rectangular window. Eventually Maisie left and the door slid open, revealing the doctor in his ironed camo suit and slicked back hair.
Ready?
Yeah,
That's all you're bringing?
I already loaded the other medical supplies.
Huh? Let's get a jump on it.
Have any of you ever been to the jungle before?
We all looked at each other, knowing the answer.
Just me. Once.
Oh.
And let's just say we're bringing you for one reason.
He motioned outside toward the split tin.
And it's an important one.
We all climbed aboard the crawler. Both Dr. Yoon and Palmer stored their packs and seated themselves in the hull. I followed Carter, taking a seat next to him in the cabin. You remember how to do this?
Sure, yeah.
The brake?
Right. That would be first.
Carter lifted the brake lever and we lurched forward, out of the garage and into the moonlight. What about the bay door?
It's fine. I set Ferris's alarm for 0600. Left him a little message about the door.
Ah, well, odds are he'll sleep through it.
I set Rich's alarm too.
Oh, they'll love that. Carter smirked as he switched gears. Part of me was excited to leave the comfort of Crystal Blue, but the other part of me was worried. If this was a rescue mission, would we make it in time? I'd never been to the Royina jungle, but I wouldn't let Carter go on his own. Whether we were drifting apart or not, I would be by his side, no matter what.
Crystal Blue. Written and edited by Robert M. Lamb. Starring Robert M. Lamb as Stooge, Gina Coyle as Palmer, Jack Austin as Carter, Ariel Hack as Kay, Brian Messick as Captain Hiltz, Brett Wilkins as Max, Corey Pettit as Maisie, Lucas Webley as Dr. Yoon, Ryan Wiggs as Rich, David Queequeg as Ferris, and Mark Croftus as Worm. Co-starring Joseph Rodriguez. Music provided by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com and Artlist.io. If you enjoy the show, don't forget to visit 7lamb.com for more audio dramas such as this one. And don't forget to rate and review. This has been a Seven Lamb production.